What up, YouTube? You already know. Big Lou. Tapping back in with What It Do with Big Lou. NFZR2. Baby, baby. First time you're coming to the channel and watching the video, it'd be highly appreciated if you sub, like, share the channel with your family, friends, peoples, gente, folks, comrades, camaradas, associates, associos, buddies, pals, amigos, panas, amigos, and feel free to comment. I respond back to all the comments. That being said, as you can tell from this thumbnail, I don't know if you want to call it controversy, but some people will go there and make some type of conspiracy theory or some bull BS, right? But I believe it's something to talk about, um, and that's the fact is fighters cut their weight, with their liquid intake and all that, and they go in there and they make the weight at whatever division they're fighting at. This is about Pereira, the new middleweight UFC champion, Brasileño de Brazil, right? Uh, Defeating Israel Adesanya, aka the last style bender, on the last UFC big card, which was UFC 281, which was 2 Saturdays ago. They fought in Madison, I think Madison Square Garden, which tip my hat, salute to the UFC. They got the two, number one and number two, best sold venues there at Madison Square Garden. So that's huge, right? That shows the popularity of UFC, mixed martial arts, and they're just gonna go. It's just gonna get better and better for the UFC, Dana White, staff at UFC, and the fighters, right? And also coaches and trainers around the world, because you got guys that have a coach for jiu-jitsu, they got a coach for wrestling, they got a coach for taekwondo or karate or judo, because it's called mixed martial arts. That's the sport, mixed martial arts, MMA. UFC's not the, UFC is not the title, is not the UFC is an entity that people fight for, like the NBA is the best, is the number one basketball association in the world. NFL, number one football association in the world. Major League Baseball, the best. Everybody wants, from all the other countries that play for their pro teams, they want to get to the U.S. and sign with one of those organizations, one of those entities. Same thing with UFC. You got Bellator, and you got these other ones. You had Strikeforce, and you had now Khabib bought, I think it was called Gorilla something before. Now it's called Eagle FC, right? He took over that, and he's got a lot more older fighters that are still fighting. You know what I'm saying? He took his money wisely, and I heard Khabib's real humble too. He comes and helps guys out. He don't even charge them. You know what I mean? I mean, you could tell that he was a humble dude. He was, he was serious about being a Muslim and his religion and stuff like that. But don't test him. Don't push him. Like, don't start talking about his father. Don't start talking about his religion. That's something, you don't do that. You know what I mean? But anyways, back to the point, back to the topic. So this stuff has been going on in like boxing for years. Like, I remember James Toney would weigh, before his fight, he super middleweight. He weighed 168 at the weigh-in, but then he'd go back to the hotel and do whatever, and he would come into the fight weighing like 215. You know what I'm saying? Not 215, excuse me. 215. He would come in the fight weighing about 193, 195. He would put on 20-something pounds over a period of, a day and a half. You know what I'm saying? So again, they have divisions, weight divisions for a reason, right? Because you could be a badass motherfucker at 154 pounds, but you throw him in there with a guy that's a cruiserweight 190 or even a light heavyweight 175. You're talking about 20 pounds difference. He's gonna get fucked up, right? I mean, there's a reason why they have weight classes. So what Joe Rogan's saying is it's a legal way of cheating, right? They said Pereira went in there. He made the 185 weight, but then he came in weighing like 211, right? So you're talking 26 pounds to put on. And goes in there and fight, and Izzy's weighing the 185 like he's supposed to. You know what I mean? So Joe Rogan just said it's a legal form of cheating. Because you're talking 20-something pounds, man. You can't tell me that 20-something pounds will make a difference. You know what I mean? And Izzy still took him down easy, he still took him down easy on takedowns and wrestling. I think he should have kept him down more on the wrestling, and he would have won. I think the rematches, that's what more he's going to concentrate on, because even if he beats him up for the 4 rounds, there's always that 5th round, and he gets that luck. He gets that open punch to knock your shit loose. You know what I'm saying? And then, boom, here comes the left hook. He's trying to lay you out, right? And he's showed that he can do it. My personal opinion on that fight, 281, I think it was stopped premature. I mean, yeah, Izzy was hurt. Izzy was still on his feet, though. He was still moving. He didn't have his hands up, but he was moving, and he said that he could still see his feet and his hands when he had his head down. And I think it should have been at least a couple more punches and then stop. This guy's the champion, man. Give him the, like Izzy said too. He goes, Adesanya said that Mark, the ref, I can't think of his last name right now. I think his name's Mark. He ref the Kellum Galassim fight that Izzy was dropping him left and right, and he should have stopped that one earlier, and he didn't. He let it go, because there's a big prize on the line. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Izzy probably would have got knocked, his head knocked off his shoulders. You know what I'm saying? It is dangerous, so you got to give the ref the benefit you got to give him some credit too. It's not too easy. It's not an easy position to be in there deciding if you should stop it or not, but it is what it is. And I don't think Israel Adesanya is making excuses, because they got people saying that Paredes coming out saying stop making excuses. You got beat. I don't think Adesanya is making excuses. He came out humble as hell, said he lost. He's grateful to be alive. He's grateful for the position he's in. He did what he's done over the years, and made his money and helped out family, made some businesses. You know what I mean? Oh, that was another thing I was going to say on this, is that Izzy, before this loss to Paredes, Izzy only had one loss in the UFC. He only had one loss in MMA, period, but he had this one loss in UFC. He went up to fight light heavyweight, which is 205. He went in the ring he went into the octagon only weighing 194. You know what I'm saying? And he had 11 more pounds he could have put on. Unfortunately, or not unfortunately, but his body type, I guess, his metabolism and all that, that's all he could do, 194. So you can't tell me that 11 pounds, that he was off from the limit of light heavyweight, which is 205, like I said. What did that guy, Jan, I can't say his last name, Jan Balacho something. How much did he weigh after? Yeah, he made the weigh-in at 205, and then what did he weigh when he went into the octagon? Did he stay around the same, or did he put on 15 pounds, 20 pounds like Paredes did? So all that stuff comes into play. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, yeah, he's a cheater. They shouldn't allow that. It's been going on for years in the boxing, like I said. So it's up to the UFC if they want to allow that or whatever. They want to have a limit. You can only put on after a weigh-in, you can only put in 10 pounds. You'll be penalized if you weigh any more than that. If it's a title fight, just like the champ has to make weight, or the belt is automatically vacated. I guess they can look at it, but I'm not going to say he's a cheater, because that's allowed. So how can you be a cheater if it's allowed? It does. I do think it sucks, because, like I said, that's why they got weight divisions, right? Weight classes. So if you're going to put on 20 pounds before your fight, the next day, overnight, you put on 20 pounds, that's you're up in the light heavyweight division. Go fight them guys. You know what I'm saying? Which that's what he's going to have to do soon, because they say he's having problems making weight at 180, 185. So I don't know. But like I said, I'm not going to call him a cheater, but I will say this. The way Israel manhandled him when they took him to the mat and wrestled, he's going to have problems when he fights some of these UFC guys at the middleweight division that are wrestlers. Right off the top of my head, I don't know if Whitaker's a wrestler, a striker. I'm not really sure, because the only really fight I seen him fight was against Adesanya, and a lot of guys are not, I don't want to say timid, but they're cautious with Adesanya because of his size and what he can do. He's really talented. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, look, he was whooping Paredes 4 rounds, but just like in boxing, if you're a striker and you got the power like Paredes, you got a puncher's chance, and puncher chance won that time. No matter if you're getting whipped the whole fight, all 4 rounds, and then even in the 5th round, you're getting beat up 3 minutes of the 4 minutes of the 5th round, but then you hit him with that punch and boom, you know what I mean? That's all it takes. So, but I don't know if, like I said, Costa, Whitaker, Vittori, Strickland, he already knocked out. But I don't know about those guys, if they're actual wrestlers or strikers, or I don't know. I'm not really sure about what their art is that they train. You know what I mean? What are they in? What are they into? Jiu-jitsu, taekwondo? I don't know. Karate. Um, I know Whitaker's pretty tough. You know what I'm saying? I do see if Chimaev fights Pereira and he wrestles him down and takes him and uses all his energy, I can see him winning. But if he wants to sit there and sling him with them, he's going to get knocked the fuck out. Because keep in mind, little Gilbert Burns, he's a little guy. He's not tall at all. He dropped Chimaev and he whooped Chimaev. In my opinion, that was a 3-round fight. But if they would have went 5 rounds, I think Gilbert Burns would have won. You know what I'm saying? Because Chimaev is all fucking energy and he wastes all his energy fast. You know what I'm saying? But if he takes down, because he's strong, he shows that, right? If he takes down Pereira and he just, rides his back the whole time and all that, maybe possibly gets a submission on him, I can see him winning. But I can't see him winning going toe-to-toe with him. No way. No way. From what I've seen already by him, Gilbert Burns dropped him. And like I said, Gilbert Burns is a tough dude. I'm not taking nothing from him, but he's a small guy compared to Pereira. Pereira's 6'3", 6'4", long-ass arms, long-ass legs. Everybody thought Israel was a freak of nature the way he was built, which he is. I agree with all that because it shows in the fights with Whitaker and Vettori and those guys. And Costa, he just beat the shit out of him, right? It shows that they don't know how to get him. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to shoot on him, strike anything. It's like they wait for his move and try to counter, and then he just demolishes him. The Vettori fight was kind of weak, and so was the last Cannonier fight was kind of weak too. But to talk shit about Ed Adesanya, he gets in there and beats dude's ass sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Well, most of the time for what he's done. So just a little something, people's little video. Think about, you know what I'm saying? Think about what I said. Drop a comment. Tell me if you agree with Rogan or you don't agree with him. And you don't agree with anything I said, whatever. Drop it in the comments. We'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Also, I dropped a couple shorts. I'm not sure what year that Plymouth was. It's a 1930s or 1940s Plymouth. And I also dropped a cool little short on this little pit bull that I ran into. The color markings of her is bad. And I got a couple more things that I'm working on right now. Be sure that tomorrow I'm supposed to have Harvey back on for the second part of the interaction. Big Lou, Harvey talks prison interaction, and he's going to talk about the prison, the walls that he was at, which is a old historic type prison that's like Alcatraz kind of. I think they do tours there. He also did a video where he went back inside to the cell that he used to be in, and they took some videos. I think he did a whole video on it besides just pictures. And then we're also going to touch on, after doing 30 years in prison almost, he did 29 and some change, the transition. He said it felt like he got dropped off in outer space. So with all the new technology and everything, just imagine, right? He came from a little small farming town. Probably the town grew a little bit. If not, maybe not that town, but definitely the towns around there. I can guarantee you that. So be sure to catch that video tomorrow. It'll be live about Pacific time. It'll be 3:30 Pacific time, 6:30 Eastern time. Central time, it'll be 5:30. So with that being said, again, first time coming to the channel, sub, like, and share with your peoples, and also drop comments, and I respond back to all the comments. With that being said, Big Lou, tapping out, gone.